Hi, my name is Andrew Curry. Today I'm doing my research presentation on the study of nostalgia's effects on disillusionment and meaningfulness. So going over a little background, I'll explain what nostalgia is. So nostalgia is defined as feelings of sentimentalism for the past, and that usually has to do with a happy personal association. It's a mix of positive and negative effects, but overall it relates more to positive emotions. So simplifying that even more, it's when you have feelings for the past or memories that make you feel better. Um, Disillusionment is when a strong held belief or an assumption is challenged or discredited, or when something is not as good as it was believed to be. You could relate that to having someone tell you that the tooth fairy isn't real. A correlation between meaningfulness and nostalgia. Well, nostalgia psychologically is able to bring people back in touch with a loved memory and the past. It fosters social connections, social connectedness. It enhances self-esteem, contributes to how we perceive meaning in life. It offers comfort and belonging. So the main point of this study is to see that we have the ability to find relief in times of major disappointment by reliving past memories, and it's important to find a place where you can have an environment and a setting that you find comfort in, like the past. There are three major parts of this study. It was three experiments that they used. One that confirmed experimentally that inducing disillusionment lowers feelings of meaningness in people. The second study was that induced disillusionment caused people to retrieve nostalgic events in a recall task, and that feelings of nostalgia suppress the effects of disillusionment and on the meaning of life. And in study 3, there was a manipulation of both disillusionment and nostalgia that was later measured up against meaningfulness, and only the disillusioned participants in the study who didn't engage in nostalgic events suffered from meaning loss. Okay, so up to this point I've probably been using a lot more scientific terms and more research-based terms, but I'll get straight into the method. So there were 140 people that were asked to participate in this research. Only 138 actually completed the task, and the average age was, I can tell you, around 33 years old. So the method the researchers used to test their hypothesis was separating two groups, one for the experimental and one control. So under the experimental group, they had each one of them write about an event or a situation, past occasions. Then they had them write keywords and how these events made them feel. Under the control group, they had them write everyday, normal events that occurred in their lives, and then how they felt about these normal events. I've got to let you know that in the experimental group, the events and situations were on events that are usually around disappointment, real events that take place. They expose the experimental group basically with sad events and ask them to specifically remember things that were upsetting. So, continuing, the experimental group reported about how disillusioned they felt on a scale of 1 to 7 and answered a questionnaire on their current level of meaning and meaningfulness in life. So, going over the results of the study, I'll let you know how the researchers kind of measured their results and how they collected all the data to tell if a person was disappointed or disillusioned, and if nostalgia had any difference on that. So they had an algorithm and a computer source that they had what the participants wrote down. They inputted that into the computer and had the computer run and find keywords in their papers, in the writings of the participant, on anything that related to negative emotions like disappointment and disillusionment. And these were words that were suggested and told to the explained to the participants. And the experimental group basically experienced more disillusionment. It came up more in the results of the computer when the writing was analyzed. It was found that the negative connotation was more in the groups that were exposed to keywords that would make them feel more disillusioned. Neither of the words disappointment or disillusionment came up for any of the writings from the control group. Getting into a final discussion and conclusion, the takeaway from the study is that people who are more depressed and who have been disillusioned will usually have more negative emotions related to them, and that's not hard to figure out based on just everyday interactions with friends or family. I chose to study based on how this past year has gone for me. All right, but not how I pictured college going. Um, the college life in general, online school, stress, and just everyday disappointments, really. I I found that was what was interesting in this study was that people will look to the past and think about old memories, and when I thought about that, I usually believe that bringing up the past can be a withdrawal, holding back. But in this study, it proved that you're more likely to have positive emotions, and reliving the past can bring meaningfulness to the current. And yeah, to anyone feeling maybe disillusioned, I hope this will help you out. Maybe bring you back to the good parts of what you've been through so far. So, yeah. This final slide is just a couple of things that I've been thinking about rewatching, maybe reliving. I know there's a restriction on using too many images in the presentation, but I feel like this representation is kind of a general idea of what the point of the study is all about. Thinking about earlier days and good memories can boost how you feel and your overall meaningfulness in life. So thank you.